Hello, MEMATRON here. I just wanted to give a little update. Really, I'll try to make this as fast as possible. I thought about what do I do on my channel? I said, you know what, let me just do a little bit of everything because I like playing video games, but I don't always play video games, and I like doing my art, and I like doing science and stuff like that. But I haven't been uploading a lot of stuff because I've been working on stuff and I haven't been able to show it. But it's just one of those things where I've been doing a lot of things on my computer, modeling, and I'm working on a big project that's almost ready. And I also have to move closer to a. It will be a little bit more convenient for me to get to the job, so that'll be like in a few weeks or something like that. So that's cool, and I got a 3D printer, which is cool to help with my work, and it'll just allow me to literally pre-visualize a lot of things that I'm doing. Some of it will just be prototypes, but other things will actually be the finished product will be made with the aid of that, and also I'll be able to do a lot more, but there's some things I'd rather not show as I'm doing it, just so that, because I don't know, showing stuff as you're doing it for me can sometimes be motivational, but can also hinder me, because I don't want to get lazy, and it's easy to start something but not finish it, and I don't want to be the kind of person where I say I'm doing something and then I never finish it. So, it's just I'm in a better place now, but I'm almost ready to like settle in my own thing, because last year I moved to Japan, and I love it, and but I haven't been able to really take in everything and just realize, hey, you're in a new place, you know. And that's cool, but you get to a place where you want to relax, and then you can kind of think about everything you've done. It's like when it's happened like 2 times. Like one, you graduate from high school, and then you're like, oh, okay, I know some stuff. Let's put it to use. But then the other one is when you graduate from college, which I did, and you think, okay, I know some stuff. Let me put it to good use. Well, here's a third one. You move to another country, and then you say, okay, I know all this stuff. Now, what do I do with it? And I don't think it's quite hit me that way yet. That might take a few years for me to get to that point. But I'm just in an area where I haven't really been able to relax and just apply a lot of the stuff I've been wanting to do. I've been acquiring the tools to do it. But now it's time where I can talk about a lot of it a little bit more. There's a lot of good stuff about how to happen. I mean, when I got here, I went to Tokyo, and I met some people, some director guys, and it just worked out weird. They saw some of my work, and they're just like, hey, man, like, where have you been all of our lives? We want you to work on a freaking, on like an anime, which is kind of weird, because I'm, that's like a great honor for me, and the idea of me working on something like that is kind of weird, because I'm not from Japan, obviously. Well, I mean, I could still be in here. I could have been a military brat or something like that, but I mean, I have nothing but respect for anime and manga, and a lot of my art is influenced by that, and I'm here. I'm here in the place that actually has had a great, profound influence on my art. So it's kind of weird, almost surreal, that somebody would be like, yay, hey, you seem like you get this. Work on this project with us. And you're just like, and you recognize the people that you're talking to in their work, and you're just like, what the hell? So anyway, that's something that's in the works, but it's like pre-production crap right now. And it's possible it might not work out. I have no idea. But the opportunity, awesome. So and then getting my Japanese on, learning my Japanese and stuff like that, which is cool. Yeah, it's cool stuff happening. But so I got my 3D printer. I got an Ultimaker. There's a video I made of it, just doing a little test print. But the way I'm going to do it is, I'm not just making it so that, oh, it's 3D printed. It's like, no. The idea is it's another tool, just like anything else. I'm going to use it to enhance what I have and just to make things a lot easier to produce. But it's not in like a gimmick like way. It's like, oh, this is 3D printed. It's like, because I've seen those things before. We just called them rapid prototypers years ago, and I always want to get my hands on that. But it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, that's cool stuff, but let's see what you can do with it. It is a tool, right? You know, add it to your arsenal of what you have. You know, just take a little bit of that, put it together, make something new. But the idea of it being cool just because it's 3D printed, okay, the luster on that's going to wear off after a while. So that in itself, I don't really care. You know, I'm more like, hey, I do 3D modeling, and let me make some stuff that's actually can be produced on one of those machines that looks good, that lends itself to that medium, and then with my skills, you know, see what kind of new things I can make. But that's only part of it. That's a small part of it. I got to get my science stuff going. I have to get a microscope, and I've been looking for one that it's at least 3000x that and also has a built-in digital camera, so that I can actually look at it on the computer at extreme magnification. But I want it to all be built in. I don't want to, like, you know, sort of put it together. And you would think it'd be kind of easy finding something that is 3000x, but it's not. A lot of them are like 1200x, and you're just like, I want 3000, man. You know, I want to look at, you know, very, very, very small things. Because I have some stuff I'm going to do with that. See, years ago, I didn't know it was called. Biotech actually wasn't even a term yet, but it is now. But that's pretty much the kind of stuff that I do, because I have a background in microbiology. So, you know, and I mean, there's even things I've seen them. They've made genetic sequencers that you can buy. I saw the Kickstarter campaign. You know what I mean? Spectrum analyzers. I mean, it's going to look like a CSI lab up in here, you know, or the Arrow, you know, whatever. It's going to look like that after a while. But yeah, man, I got my 3D printer, my spectrum analyzer. You know, little poor man's electron microscope. Whatever, you never know, you know. And then, you know, make some stuff with it, but combining everything. Art, science, and technology. Got to do all that stuff. So it's looking cool, and I'm finally in a place that I like, because I'm one of those nerd dudes, hardcore nerd, when it wasn't cool. And it's like being in a place where, I mean, people ask you what you do, and they'll be like, oh, okay, that's cool. You do this and that. But they're not going to be like, why are you doing that? I'm like, I want to do that, man. I don't need your permission. You know, what's up? You know, and you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to be ashamed if you're into something. I'm not talking about cutting up people or, you know, torturing animals. I'm talking about, you know, you like stamp collecting, or you like playing video games, or you like knitting or whatever, cosplay, whatever it is. But you should be able to do things and not be ashamed to talk about it. You know, there's nothing, you know, and that's a lot of the stuff that just has discouraged a lot of people from really discovering their potential, because they're like, you know, what will people think? And people will kind of hint at that. They'll be like, well, you know, most people don't do, you know, fill in the blank. And my attitude, even since I was a kid, like, you know, I was like, but I don't care about, I'm talking about me. You know, well, I know I wouldn't do that. I'm like, I don't care what you would do. I'm not doing this for you. You know, what's up? You know what I mean? It's sort of implied, and being in that kind of environment is poisonous to the creative mind. Seriously, you know what I mean? If you're going to be a creative person, you have to surround yourself with creative people. You can't be around people that don't think like you, man. Every now, cause I've had to do that. I've had to actually go through my life and trim off certain friends because I'm like, man, you're not nurturing my mind, and you have to be around people that nurture your mind. There's nothing wrong with that, you know, because you might feel bad about it, but what? These people are going to discourage you. They like doing that because they want you to be like them. And I'm like, look, I'm a certain way, you know, and this is me, you know, and it pretty much is. This is me, and if you don't like it, pretty much, you know, you gotta kiss my ass. I mean, because seriously, because if I'm not like that, I can pretend to be something, but eventually the real me is going to come out. So I might as well be this way from the get-go. You know what I mean? Because if I'm not, I'm going to get stressed. It's going to become stressful because I'm going to be trying to keep up a certain image that isn't me. And me, I like things to be easy. So I'm like, look, I might as well be like this, you know, whatever this is. So you know what you're getting into. And so I don't have to, as I'm talking, be like, oh, you know, did I contradict something I said or a behavior? What if they find out? I'm like, I figure you're going to find out anyway, so you might as well find out from then. It solves a lot of problems. And that is difficult. It is difficult, but it can be done. And it took me years to actually be like this, to where what I'm saying reflected what was internal. Because it's one thing to say stuff, and it's one thing to say a lot of things, but, you know, it's that saying, you know, put your money where your mouth is. Can you actually do that? In my case, hell yes. You know, when I was in the United States, I would say stuff and people like, you know, why aren't you doing that? You know, why are you here? I'm like, I have to learn certain things before I can do that. You know, I'm doing it, you know, so now, you know, people can't really say anything. You know, I'm just thinking, I'm like, wait a minute, why are you even asking me that? If I got here, why wouldn't you think I wouldn't be able to do that? You know what I'm saying? As long as you're working on something towards that goal, you're all right, man. And sometimes you feel like a superhero because you're like, yeah, you know, I might be doing this job or whatever that I don't like, but I'm doing it because of this. And in my case, every job I've had, well, except for one, actually didn't mind doing it because it was for a reason. But also I put my head in the game. I was kind of like, when I'm at this job, I'm going to be doing my job. That's why I'm there. If I don't want to do my job, then don't work there. So I've actually enjoyed my work. You know, fine. But you get other people who are like, why are you doing this? Why are you here? You should be somewhere else. And I'm like, because I want to be here. You know what I mean? It's like, you may not want to be here, but I'm fine. Well, why are you fine? You shouldn't be, because it's like, whatever. It's fine. I don't mind. You know, it's like being in school. It's like why do we, you know, we want to learn. You know, I went to college. I wanted to learn, but there's some stuff that I didn't want to do because it was hard. But I'm thinking, well, okay, it's hard, but when I'm through learning, it's going to be easy or easier. Learning can be hard. It can also be fun. So my thing is, okay, things will be hard. Life is hard, but you can make it fun. It's not like you get to a certain age and you're like, yeah, I'm going to stop having fun. It's like, no, have fun, but live, but have fun. And me, I'll just say that I am 44 years old, okay? I'm an old dude, but even as a kid, I said, look, obviously I'm going to get older. Can't stop that. But I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget how it is now. You know, back then when I was a kid, you know, the wonder, sense of wonder of the world, discovering things for the first time. And I never forgot that. So, and I used to tell people, I'm literally living proof of that. So I'm not, you know, I'm not BSing you, you know, because my mere existence is proof enough. And then people are like, you do have a point. I'm like, exactly. I'm like, I don't even have to say much after that. It's kind of like I'm saying it, and I'm here, and I'm still, since I was a kid, said the same thing. Never stop having fun. And that's one thing I've told kids. I'm like, never stop having fun. Bam. Because think about it. Our lifespan sucks. It's not that long. And people are like, you know, why are we here? And blah, blah, blah. And it's like, why are we here? We're here to live. Well, why are we living? I've been able to answer that question with the answer to why I like having children. I like the idea that I'm giving someone the gift of life. I want them to experience life, not in the way I have, because it's going to be different, because different living growing up. But I like living, and I just like sharing that with other people. You know, it just so happens this other person has half of my DNA, and then my wife's half. You know, but that's pretty much it. I enjoy life, and I want to give someone else the chance to enjoy it. And for me, that is the meaning of life, to enjoy life. So, bam, there it is. So there's my thing. And the thing about, I knew this as a kid. This isn't like, oh, after years of living, I finally came to, it's like, no, I understood this as a kid. And then as I got older, there was terms for this stuff, you know what I mean? But, and then you end up realizing, like, wait a minute, people are thinking just like me? You know, maybe thousands of years before I was even born, they were thinking the same thing. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. You know, when you, it's just, this weird intrinsic property in us that we just think a certain way, and it's shared by others, and that's sugoi. That's awesome, and that's what it's all about. So that's what I'm doing, man. I'm gonna some of the stuff I had to wait till technology was made, no doubt. It just didn't exist, and there's some things that didn't even occur to me because I now have access to, you know, this and that. So it's a good time, man. So I'm gonna be doing some stuff, and all kinds of stuff. But it's not gonna necessarily be every day or necessarily once a week, but it will be coming. And I'm not gonna really do anything that I don't feel like doing, because I don't see any point in doing something if I'm not having fun. So that's the thing. Whatever you say, just know I have fun doing it, because I always try to do that. Because it'll drive you insane, man, if you're not having fun. So you got to do that. You got to have fun. All right. MEMATRON signing off. Johnny.